New Fortinet NSE5 NSE5_FCT 7.0 Real exam questions are good enough for you to pass this test. 1. What action does FortiClient anti-exploit detection take when it detects exploits? A. Terminates the compromised application process. B. Blocks memory allocation to the compromised application process. C. Patches the compromised application process. D. Deletes the compromised application process. 2. An administrator has a requirement to add user authentication to the ZTNA access for remote or OFabric users. Which FortiGate feature is required addition to ZTNA? A. FortiGate FSSO. B. FortiGate certificates. C. FortiGate explicit proxy. D. FortiGate endpoint control. 3. An administrator wants to simplify remote access without asking users to provide user credentials. Which access control method provides this solution? A. SSL VPN. B. ZTNA full mode. C. L2TP. D. ZTNA IP MAC filtering mode. 4. Which two statements are true about the ZTNA rule? Choose 2. A. It enforces access control. B. It redirects the client request to the access proxy. C. It defines the access proxy. D. It applies security profiles to protect traffic. 5. An administrator deploys a FortiClient installation through the Microsoft AD group policy after installation is complete. All the custom configuration is missing. What could have caused this problem? A. The FortiClient X file is included in the distribution package. B. The FortiClient MST file is missing from the distribution package. C. FortiClient does not have permission to access the distribution package. D. The FortiClient package is not assigned to the group. 6. An administrator is required to maintain a software vulnerability on the endpoints, without showing the feature on the FortiClient dashboard. What must the administrator do to achieve this requirement? A. Disable select the vulnerability scan feature in the deployment package. B. Use the default endpoint profile. C. Select the vulnerability scan feature in the deployment package, but disable the feature on the endpoint profile. D. Click the hide icon on the vulnerability scan tab. 7. Which component or device shares ZTNA tag information through Security Fabric integration? A. FortiClient EMS. B. FortiGate. C. FortiGate Access Proxy. D. FortiClient. 8. An administrator needs to connect FortiClient EMS as a fabric connector to FortiGate. What is the prerequisite to get FortiClient EMS to connect to FortiGate successfully? A. Revoke and update the FortiClient EMS root CA. B. Revoke and update the FortiClient client certificate on EMS. C. Import and verify the FortiClient client certificate on FortiGate. D. Import and verify the FortiClient EMS root CA certificate on FortiGate. 9. Which two third-party tools can an administrator use to deploy FortiClient? Choose 2. A. Microsoft Windows Installer. B. Microsoft SCCM. C. Microsoft Active Directory GPO D. QR code generator. 10. A FortiClient EMS administrator has enabled the compliance rule for the sales department. Which Fortinet device will enforce compliance with dynamic access control? A. FortiClient. B. FortiClient EMS. C. FortiGate. D. FortiAnalyzer.